and gentlemen, podcasting since 2005, you were listening to Gamertag Radio with your hosts Godfrey, Pete Rock, Paris, Pasta. Come on. Please welcome your host.
Oh my god. Welcome to Gamertag Radio episode 467. This is your host Godfrey, and yes, we have Pete Rock in the house. Pete,
what up? It's a Paris free show. We can talk about Xbox and not get ridiculed.
I know, right? Jesus.
Let's do it.
And also we have Patrick.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
AKA Poston. Shout out to Paris. He's taking a break this week. Maybe we'll return next week. Well, who knows? Shout out to Paris, though. All right, guys, head over to gamertagradio.com. Post your comments and feedback. Listen to our past episodes. And send us an email, fanmail at gamertagradio.com. And once you send us an email, make sure to tell us where you're from. I love it when people tell us they're listening from like different parts of the country or internationally, all that good stuff, man. So make sure to put your location and Gamertag or PSN, whatever. It doesn't matter. Also, give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. So, Poston, I know last week we talked about Dying Light. I don't know if Pete been reading or checking out some videos about Dying Light. Pete, have you?
It looks actually interesting. I know we were a bunch of us were going to do the review, but only Posse got to do it because
I did too.
Okay, so both of you did, and yes. I was out of town, so I didn't have a chance to.
Yeah,
it's not something that I was initially like excited about, but now that I've seen some play, some let's play videos, and some read up some more on it. Not gonna lie, it's kind of intriguing. I just, unlike Poston, I think I'm over with the whole zombie thing.
Nah.
And I want to go back to, because everybody's calling it survival horror, and everything survival horror has to be zombies now. There is no other. It's like they're one and the same. I want to go back to like the Condemns, where it's not a zombie. You know what I mean?
Didn't they announce something about Condemned 3?
Well, it's an indie development. They're trying to raise capital to reboot the Condemned series, which for me would be amazing because I loved that game when the Xbox 360 launched. So
Part 2 was pretty decent. It wasn't bad.
Well, I'm not averse to the whole zombie thing. I think it's jumped the shark at this point, and I'd like to see some other things while staying within the survival horror. It doesn't have to be zombies. It could be something else. Not saying monsters and stuff like that, but
it's pretty good.
Something
Pete.
else.
It's pretty good. I've been playing that game nonstop. Right now, I'm like around 81% complete story campaign.
Mm-hmm.
The side quests, I've been doing it here and there, and some I worked with with Poston actually. We got together a few times online to play like the side quests and stuff, but man, the campaign right now, it's getting tough, man. It's getting really, really hard.
Still addicted to Dying Light. It's the best. I just can't stop playing it. It has become my new go-to stress relieving game, which is funny because it started out as a game that is unbelievably stressful because you start off so weak and so outnumbered and so overpowered. But after those hours and hours and hours of just, working at it, you earn good gear, good equipment, you learn good survival skills, good situational awareness. It just makes you a really powerful, it's an empowering feeling to survive the zombie apocalypse. It's super fun, very rewarding. One of my favorite things to do, and this is probably why I haven't beaten the game, is to jump in other players' games that are low levels and swoop in like a badass with my guns and grenades and just feeling all cool like a superhero. All the side quests, all the distractions. I mean, that's why I'm only at 55% completion with 30 hours in the game so far and counting. Is there's just so much stuff to do, and I just can't see myself stopping anytime soon. It's just way too much fun, and I don't know, I think this is like the last zombie game we need for a while. well, this is good for me. You know, if we can just stop the craze here and just move on and do some other things, that'd be awesome. Because as far as, you know, zombies go, I think it's as good as it gets for right now until we can get an eventual Left 4 Dead 3 or some other kind of, you know, brilliant spin on the genre. This is my favorite since Left 4 Dead 2, as I said last week, and I look forward to still playing it for, you know, many months to come.
I think the game actually changes and becomes more challenging once you get your first gun.
So is it safe to say that if you've played a game such as, which is H1Z1 or whatever, or God, what was the game I fell in love with on PC? DayZ. Yeah, DayZ. Is it something akin to that?
No, this game, Dying Light, is definitely more on the arcadey side, not so much the simulation of the those PC survival games, like you said. And I enjoy that. Maybe it's more because I'm a console player, but just making it so that everything in the environment is designed to help you in some way and not waste your time. Because a lot of those online survival games, it's kind of it's a crapshoot. You know, will I find something good? Will I find junk? Will I find death? You know, you never really know what you're in for. But with Dying Light, it's more designed around you and your experience and making sure you have a good time. And, you know, unlike probably every other apocalypse game you've ever played before, where it seems like you're the last person to loot a store and there's nothing left but crumbs. In Dying Light, it's like you're the first person miraculously who started looting all these stores. So there's a bunch of goodies for you, and that's a nice change of pace for you know, people who play things like Fallout and Last of Us, and certainly any, you know, DayZ kind of style games where it's more like, you know, I'm lucky to get a can of beans and maybe a couple bullets out of a day's worth of expedition. So I like that. It's a different kind of pace. Obviously, PC players might disagree with me, and they might prefer the more realistic survival aspect of those games, but for my zombie apocalypse survival game, I like the way Dying Light goes. It's more streamlined, makes more sense. No micromanagement, no thirst, no hunger, that kind of stuff. Just taking care of yourself, keeping yourself alive, and, you know, leveling up and becoming cool. You know, that's the fun part about it.
All right, so it's not. The reason I asked that is because you mentioned, you know, you feel almost overpowered when you get that gun, and it's like a false sense of security because you have the gun, but you don't take into the account that it's going to be the gun shots, the report of the gun that's going to actually attract more, which is exactly how it is in DayZ, where like you almost don't want a gun, you know what I mean? And like if you do, you got to make sure you have an avenue of escape to, you know, to get you out of those situations when you actually have to use the gun.
All right, so let's go to the next topic. Battlefield Hardline beta that came out, I believe, a couple days ago. I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and play. Like I tried the other night to connect, and for some weird reason, like the servers wasn't working at all. Like the first time I turned it on, I went to a quick match, and it said it was the servers were full. So I went and tried to change to a different server, and for some reason it wasn't connecting. I tried for like 15 minutes, different servers. I just got like tired and turned it off, and I went to like a different game. I started playing Dying Light again, you know. So let us know your thoughts about the beta, Apostle. I know you've been playing it now for a couple hours. Right?
Yes, I've been putting a lot in time and effort into the recent Battlefield Hardline beta. I've sunk maybe gotten 35 matches out of the game so far. Got to level 20 in game. It's Battlefield. Nothing fancy or bells or whistles about it. But what it caters to, the cops and robbers, I think it is the idea well, because it adds 2 new game modes. One being Heist, which is traditional cops and robbers gameplay, where one team is the cops trying to defend the safe from being robbed by the robbers who try to take the money and extract the helicopter. Super chaotic. Again, this is, you know, talking 32 versus 32, 64 players online, total chaos, anarchy going on. Really good. I really like the map design for the vault. It's only one map, unfortunately. But I think it's well designed, plenty of entrance and exit points. You know, as the robbers, you can go in through the ceiling, through the walls, the front doors, the side doors. You know, the cops can cover every angle. It's just a lot of coordination, you know, give and push and take back. And I like it a lot. It seems well designed to what the game is trying to go for with that ideal and motive. The other new game mode is called Hotwire. And what that one is essentially it's the large scale mentality of the conquest mode where you have the 5 capturable points and you got to hold them. But now there are actually cars and vehicles that you have to drive around at a high speed. You have to keep it at a high speed in order to earn points. So your goal of the team is to split up, get the vehicles, and then, work together to keep the vehicles alive. Because as the driver, even though I hate this because every other game lets you do this, you cannot shoot while driving. You cannot do anything while driving except drive. So you're really dependent on your teammates in the cars to defend you and keep you alive. And it's really a lot of fun. Only complaint is I think the map design is too small, namely for the downtown level. The one out in the desert's a bit more fair in terms of spacing of how far you can go. But again, for 64 players, it still feels a little bit cramped, if you ask me. Hopefully these are on the smaller side of levels and they have some larger ones too. But then, of course, you have your regular conquest mode as well on there, the traditional Battlefield experience. This is the one I had the least fun with. I honestly don't recommend it. It's the exact same thing as what you're doing in Battlefield 3 and 4 already. And frankly, I don't know about you, but I'm tired of that. So yes, it's still same old Battlefield, but I like the fact that there's the new game modes and the heist and the hot wire, and they add enough new stuff to make me play slightly differently than I would normal Battlefield. So I'm enjoying it. Again, I'm looking forward a lot to the single player experience, which is where they're putting all the money and marketing effort into actually having a good single player, because as we all know, Battlefield's single player campaigns are terrible. So it's nice that a change of pace, like we're not going to get a good one this time. So I'm looking forward to playing that. And as far as multiplayer goes, as long as the maps are good for the most part, I'm on board. I could play this a little bit. So it kind of turned my opinion around from what I had at E3. So far, it looks like on the track, it'll be a fun experience if you're a Battlefield fan. But again, nothing major here if you're not.
Are you guys fans of like large numbers of players playing in the same time, 64, 32?
Yes.
I'm not a fan. I just don't find it fun personally for me. Like I like it maybe a little bit more than 16. That's cool. But 32, 64, I don't know. I just don't find the fun about it. It's like too much.
The main reason, and and obviously this is subjective. It's up to the person that's playing. Everybody's gonna have a different opinion on this. But the reason I like it is because it actually forces the map or the game area that you're in to be much, much bigger. And I like that because it's not a simple, you spawn, somebody throws a grenade from the other side, and boom, you're dead. You know what I mean? Like there's unless the spawn mechanic is completely wasted and destroyed from the development of the game, it tends to be easier to not be spawn camped and blown up the moment you come into the game. There's so much area to cover that if you have a 32 on 32, that map size has to be huge. You can't have like something like Rust from Call of Duty and have like a 16 player game. It's impossible because you're going to just, as soon as you spawn, you have to like hold the trigger down because you're going to either automatically hit somebody or get shot.
Okay. Well, I know we played played Battlefield, the same beta. We played it during E3 right after the press conference. We were right next to the TVs. And we just sat down, all of us, and started playing it. And I feel like it was too much was going on like around me. And I just, like after a while, this is not for me, man. Maybe for Paus and Paris and other people, but I just couldn't, man. I stopped playing after that, So very quick, I know we played the Halo 5 beta. Pete, you probably didn't even bother, huh?
Yeah, no.
Okay, there you go.
But I do have questions, so go ahead and I'll,
all right. Well, now they're saying that based on the feedback that 343 have been getting from the fans, they say they're gonna make some major changes for the actual retail game coming out this year, the end of the year. So that was the good thing for them to release the beta early, just to test it out, to see if the fans are going to like it or not. Some people liked it. Some people probably felt like it was too much of like esports for that crowd. And some just felt like it wasn't like the old Halo games. So I'm wondering like what type of changes are they going to make for the actual retail game once it comes out. Okay, everybody's quiet.
Well, I'm
but
just waiting because you have a tendency to just keep talking. So
No. I'm just saying. I'm just wondering what type of changes they're gonna make. Are they gonna completely change it? Are they gonna add some list that is gonna be like for us?
Well,
I'm not into esports. Like I'm not.
You have to think that the debacle known as the Master Chief Collection has a large. Has a large reason as to why they want to take their time. I mean, the failure, and I don't want to go back into that, but the failure that MCC brought is going to force 343 to rethink what they're doing.
Yeah.
And obviously, yes, you want to do these types of, betas, and at this point you should probably call it an alpha unless the game is being released in the next month. That being said, a lot of changes can and should be done between now and the release. I mean, and this is just a standard software development. This isn't just video games. You want to get feedback, implement those changes, and then test those changes against what was there before. Now, will those fix and or break things? Absolutely. And that's the whole purpose for software development and things like this. I never had a chance to get into the multiplayer beta, and honestly, because of the sourness of always getting kicked out and not having a chance to even fire up the game, like to play, they started up, server not available, server not available, server not available. I just said, you know what? I'm not even going to bother trying it. And should I have? Yes. Did I ever after the New Year's? After New Year's, I just gave up, and I think I may have just deleted it last week because I'm running out of space on my Xbox. So
really, you got to buy a hard drive, man. That's what I did.
I know.
It's time, Pete. It's time.
It's definitely time because it's getting to the point where I've got 6 gigs left. Anyways, go back to Halo 5.
Dude, but what the hell you've been downloading? Because all you've been playing has just been Destiny. So how the hell you ran out of space? Yeah,
I just installed, was it iDarb or whatever? The free game.
Pete, that's not even that big of a file.
I understand that, dude, but I've got Sunshine Overdrive on there.
Come on, man. That game. Why you gotta trash in that game? Jesus.
No, but
I take it personal, man. I really like that game.
Let's go back to Halo 5 because we're not talking about Pete's hard drive here anymore.
Yeah.
Oh no, the stats that they pushed out, earlier today, that dictating what was done, how many, the most impressive one for me, I would think, would be what 1 Killpocalypse medal earned only since the last week of December till now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stats that, if people really want to, you could check it out on GameSpot and, I'm sure 343's website.
Yeah, the Halo Waypoint.
The Halo 5 Guardians statistics.
Yeah, I believe there was like over 2 million gameplay hours.
Something like that. Yeah. 2.5 million gameplay hours, 6 billion, over 6.5, almost 6.5 billion total shots fired. Only 181 million kills. So the ratio, if you do the math on that, is pretty, a lot of spray and pray going.
Well,
there.
This is pretty impressive. 20 million matches played.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah.
And 44 million hours of gameplay watched on Twitch alone.
That's kind of crazy.
Just on a beta. That's what, 6 weeks, 5 weeks?
Yep. That's the power of Twitch. The power of Twitch, man. I'm telling you, that's
pretty insane. That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Welcome to Play It, a new podcast network featuring radio and TV personalities talking business, sports, tech, entertainment, and more. Play it at play.it.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
Will I be picking this up? I don't know.
Pete, the story. I'll look.
I understand. I want to continue the story.
Yes.
I've played the single player of every single Halo game, and I've read the books, and I've only enjoyed the single player because I hate the multiplayer. But who knows? I mean,
maybe it will change, right?
Maybe it'll change.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, I'm playing Destiny, right?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I played Diablo 3 last. Hey, and it's funny. Shout out to Truth and Justice. I was talking to him. We were just talking about stuff while we were playing Destiny, and he's like, you know what? Had you asked me a year ago if two of Pete's favorite games over the last 6 months were Diablo 3 and a loot grinding game such as Destiny were going to be in your top 2 or top 3, I would have said no way.
Yeah, it's true, because you've always been focused on Call
for
of
me,
Duty.
it's always Twitch response and got to be Call of Duty. And if it's not Call of Duty, then, I don't want to talk to you. So, it's the evolution of Pete. Who knows? But
congratulations, Pete.
Congratulations. I just want to see. I want to see what happens with Halo 5. Is it what it is? Like, can 343 do the comeback? Can they come back? Like game 6, 5 minutes left, and pull the D-Wade and the Heat and pull the championship out. Can they do it?
Can they change Pete's mind during E3?
I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll see, right? We'll see in a couple of months when we're there.
Yeah, that's true.
And so Halo 5, I'm glad they're taking a lot of feedback because, we had plenty of feedback to give them for sure. That's cool. I love the stats released about the beta. But, in my opinion, they got a lot of work to do. They need to get at it. I know you guys are all on board with the single player. I'm still super on the fence after 4, so what the 343 can do this time around. But it's good to know they're taking positive feedback with the multiplayer moving forward about it, because that was kind of what got me a little, oh man, they're going way too far away from Halo. So hopefully it turns out to be a good final product.
Voicemail 786-2737-GTR.
Pawson, we have to talk about this because we been excited about this game for a while. Because we both have PlayStation 4. P is still doesn't want to get the PlayStation 4. I understand, it's cool. But the Order 1886, I've been waiting for this for a while. Now, there's rumors. There's people already that have gotten copies of this game already. Don't know if it's the media or what. But supposedly there's someone that unlocked an achievement because that person finished the game. And it says it was under 5 hours long completed. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. What are your thoughts about that? Like, I hope to God it's not less than 5 hours, because if it's like that, what is the purpose of me buying the game if it's only single player?
I've been excited about this since the day it was first unveiled as, what the PS4 is capable of. This was kind of one of the things that made me go, oh, wow, I got to get a PS4 at some point, was this game. And now it's right around the corner, and there's the speculation that it's really short. Do I think it's only 5 hours long, like we've said? No, I don't think so. I think you're looking at more of an average 8 to 10 hour playthrough time on your normal difficulty setting, like most games out there. And I played more than my fair share of really short games. That doesn't really faze me. My concern is more, is the game designed enough well where I want to replay it? Or is it just like a linear hallway shooter that and be like, oh, that was fun the first time, but not so much the second and third. So that's where I'm kind of a little hesitant on. Link doesn't bother me, but just make a well-designed game that I'm like, man, that was fun. Let me replay through that again. So hopefully there's some kind of new game plus I can carry stuff over and stats and whatever you can upgrade or whatnot. So that's what's got me on the fence. And again, this probably we're not going to know too much until probably the week or so of the game's going to be released. But I've still very much has got my attention. I'm looking forward to playing it a lot. I love the idea and the design and the enemies. It's super cool. But yeah, I don't expect this to be long, but I don't think it'll be 5 hours short by any means. I think it's a little longer than that.
Well, it's actually based on they took the timer of when he got his first trophy through the completion of the game, which is another trophy. So there could have been, let's say, and it's a random number. I'm just, tossing random numbers. It could have been 10 minutes. It could have been 5 minutes. It could have been 20 minutes from the moment you press start to the point that he got all the way, to the first trophy. Who knows? That could have been 10 minutes of CGI or 30 minutes of CGI.
That's true.
Who knows?
That's true.
But that there is that caveat. So, I mean, 5.5 hours. So we're still talking less than a Call of Duty single player. I'm out.
You're out. That's it. You're out. I'm excited. I really want to get this game, but there's been kind of like behind the scenes, like with the media, and every time we go to like an event or just like NeoGAF, there's been people that have been worried about this game. They're excited, but they're still like, behind the scenes and talk about that. I'll buy it. I'm just talking crap, probably. All right, Pete, it is that time, man. Fan mail.
Fan mail at gamertagradio.com.
Fan mail.
All right.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right, so this comes out from Jimmy Wilson. Doesn't say where he's from, but he's been listening to our show for quite a while. He wants to say thanks for doing a good job.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
He has a question that's related to our Xbox and Windows 10 integration discussion from 2 weeks ago, I want to say.
I believe it was last week.
Was it last week?
Yeah,
I didn't talk about this last week. I wasn't here last week.
Yeah, I know.
So it was 2 weeks ago.
You suck.
Okay.
Go for it.
4-3. I'm out.
4-3.
All right. So he's just saying he wants to let us know that he's been a big Xbox supporter beginning with the 360 era, so much so that he even sold his PS3 because it was taking up space on his entertainment center. The 360 paved the way for what he thought was going to be the future in gaming for years to come, but when the PS4 was released, he passed and stuck with Xbox. Defending the Xbox One on many occasions when it took in so much hate. He had his eyes on Destiny. When it was released, he finally purchased a PS4 solely for the exclusives that came with it. Quote unquote, let me say, I ate my words the moment I started navigating through the PS4. It was faster. The XMB was cleaner, not just a bunch of content thrown all over the place. I could figure out how to navigate without having to Google a voice command or perform surgery through countless menus for simple results that I was looking for. End quote. Frankly, what he wants to know is now that Microsoft is trying to bring all these new features to blend PC console and possibly even phone, steaming PC games would be a great feature, and he would prefer that they fix what they sold him at launch for $4.99 before trying to add additional features that he's skeptical will even work. He's keeping his Xbox around to see what they can accomplish in 2015, but he's nervous for Xbox. He understands Phil Spencer's vision, but it appears that they just don't have a clue. And he wants to know what our thoughts and if we have similar concerns on this same subject.
No, I think compare the dashboard when it first launched to now.
It's still a cluster bleep.
No, I'm talking about the layout. Yes, it's whatever. It's some people are finding confusing. Some people don't. But I feel like they have done a lot of updates throughout the year that has been getting the dashboard better. Is it perfect? No. That's why you should send your feedback. Like, try to join the preview program and send your feedback and let them know the things that you would like to see in the dashboard. Now, with the whole thing about the PC and the other features that they're going to be adding this year, I think that's great. I'll give you a perfect example. Remember when the Xbox 360 first launched back in 2005? The dashboard
was better than what the Xbox One currently shows.
I like the blades,
worked.
But there was a lot of issues with the blades. I remember downloading a movie or game, you couldn't get out. You couldn't have it in the background downloading. You had to wait until it was fully downloaded. A lot of people complain about that, and they made changes and they made it better. Now, I felt like the dashboard that they added later for the Xbox 360, once they had the avatar and all that stuff, I like that a little bit better. The only negative thing I have to say about that was there was so much content, so many apps, so many games, that was really, really hard to search for them and to find them in the dashboard. I think that was the only issue that I had. Now, with this, the thing I like about this dashboard is that you have an option. Anything I'm playing current or any apps that I use all the time, I put it on my home pin, like the pin area. And stuff that I don't use, I just have it on my regular app section, regular game section. That, to me, I find a little bit easier to find the content, But once I'm done with that, let's say I'm playing Dying Light. Once I'm done with Dying Light, I unpin it, send it back to the app section, but I still have it there, and then pin another game that I'm currently playing back to there to the pins. So I don't know. There's things that I like about this, and yes, there's certain things that I don't, but it's gonna get better. And I trust Phil. Like, I see him making a lot of positive changes for this console. So.
But can you stream music? Can you stream like Pandora or whatever in the background while playing a game?
The new service. Well, actually, they're adding Spotify now to PlayStation 4. I use Spotify. So here's the thing. They are taking out their old music services they had, and they're taking it out. It's going to be gone, and they're going to be adding Spotify. And the good thing about Spotify is that you have an option. You either could use the free version, or you could use the premium version, which that's the one that I have, and you could play the game and stream the music in the background at the same time. It doesn't matter if it's free or not. Yeah, and that whole Xbox, well, they did it. Remember the previous console, they added that feature that you could put your MP3s, or you could connect your iPod to the 360 computer too. P used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's all good. But yeah, I have to defend him on that part. P, any issues do you have with the dashboard before we wrap it up?
Not really.
No.
With just the general slowness, the kludginess of trying to send a message. It's for me to this. It's gotten to the point where I don't even bother sending messages. I just jump on my phone.
Yeah, that's what I never said. I hardly send it through my Xbox. I do everything on my phone now.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to just pick up your phone, throw the app on, because by the time you press your guide button, and then you go, you try to remember where it is in the first place, where you got to find the person, then you got to go scrolling through the people. I can just go open up the app, hit options, go to messages, and I'm there.
Yeah, you're there. Yep.
Start sending my messages.
Lot quicker.
Now, I will say, if you're sitting there at your TV and you're already there, like at the friends area, and you pick the person, you can have a running conversation on the screen, similar to like a Skype chat or a Google Hangout, where you can see that running conversation between you and multiple people now.
Yes.
So that in a sense is cool. I will say though that I don't like the recent spam that's been going
Oh my
through.
God, Pete, I was going to mention that too right now.
So
how you've been getting a lot?
Thing that I think that API has kind of gotten janky, and I don't even know if that's a word. It's something that me and my friends use at work.
Yeah.
It's more so because they allow free accounts to just sit there and just allow people to just come up and create gamer tags and or like hoard names, which just allows somebody to just build an app that says, okay, create an account, use this account, log into Xbox, and start sending out mass text to everybody. And sites like the ones that Poston was talking about regarding the order, like PSN profiles, or I forgot what was the one that used to be the Xbox one that allowed you to just see everybody's current status and what trophies. That allows you to grab everybody's gamer tag
and just sending messages.
And you just start spamming the messages across.
But it's the same thing with PlayStation. Like, I've been getting messages spam on the PlayStation Network too, and on Xbox and Xbox Live. So I know recently now on Twitter, a couple people from Xbox Live been posting that if there's any spam to try to to report them, let them know. I think in the future they're going to be adding a feature where you could easily report the spammers on Xbox Live. Thank God, because I don't know. Recently, I've been getting a lot of spam, and it's just stupid things. Them promoting that you could get a free Xbox or go to this website and sign up, like things like that. It's
like
so
the one that
annoying.
I think is hilarious is like, all right, so I'm going to read one. I'm not gonna give shine to the website. So blah 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 is raffling away PS4 bundles for a random draw. Like, you're gonna jump on my Xbox and send me a message to get a PS4. Like, come on. Like, how stupid are these people?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's getting ridiculous. It's getting really, really bad and ridiculous.
Yeah, but I agree. There should be an option to be like, okay, like forward spam or forward. I can't even report it. Like, I would have to click on the person's link.
It doesn't make no sense. On the 360 there was an option for you to report, and now there's no option for that. Like, I just don't get it. Like, what were they thinking, man?
I don't know. I can't report this person because it doesn't give me the option to get there
at all.
at all. So
Thanks, Microsoft.
shout out.
Shout out to you guys.
10 out of 10. Good job.
And that's next gen, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I can block them,
Yeah, that's it.
but that's it.
That's it.
But I can't do anything else. I can't report them.
Yeah. Cool.
Wrecked.
All right, I think we'll wrap it up, guys. Head over to gamertagradio.com, post your comments and feedback, and listen to our past episodes. Also, give us a call, 786-273-7GTR. That's 786-273-7GTR. Or email us, fanmail@gamertagradio.com. Let us know where you're from. We love that. We love hearing that from you guys. So, anything else?
No, that's it. This is a great show without Paris.
I know, it's calm. It's more calm.
Quiet. Nobody. No beefing.
No beef.
Nobody all angry.
Not screaming in all caps. Man, Paris, you got to calm down, man. Seriously.
Take your stress out on the work. Take your stress out on the weights, not on the show.
I know. All right, guys. Until next week, we are out. Peace.
All right, guys.
Later.
Peace out.
Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and Spreaker. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Tune in next week. Thanks for listening.